Well, g'day everyone. Today I'm going to be using the Sony ZV1 and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start walking as I'm talking. I'm going to be using this to do a vlog around an area called the Werribee Gorge, which is just near my home actually. It's only a few minutes away, and I thought I'd take the kids out and everyone else and use it as you might if you were doing a travel type vlog, so you can see how this works for that type of scenario. So you're going to see everything working here. If I swing around, you'll just get an idea of the path and the area. So this is the area that I'm sort of walking through. We're down in the bottom of the gorge. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to shoot this on basically the automatic settings just to see how this performs, and another time I'll start to use more of the manual settings like the S-Log and HLG and things like that. I'm on active stabilization at the moment. I'm also using the Sony Bluetooth remote control, and it's on that handle as well, so it'll be interesting to see how the stabilization is here at the same time. I'm curious to know how it exposes for the face. I'm just on aperture priority mode at the moment, and I'm on 1.8. The ISO is auto. I am using the ND filter because I want to keep the shutter speed as low as possible. Just stepping over some rocks, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So I'm going to show you the whole day today. And then you can sort of have a look and see if you think it might meet your needs, just as a user that would like to use automatic settings, just to see how this works overall. Now I am just using the built-in mic. I have got the windsock on the top, the feather windsock, so that hopefully will be okay. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of sound that this picks up during the whole day. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the top of the mountain. They're quite high at the back. Walk right around, and then we'll go down into the sort of valley and walk along the river to where it ends. So, and hopefully you'll enjoy this walk with us. It might give you an idea about how this does work for this vlogging type, travel type vlog. And I'll see you all at the end where I summarise it all up. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start here at Myers Road, and we're going to walk around this whole area here, then down by the river, get back to where we started. So here we are walking up this part in the gorge. We'll get to the top of this gorge and then we'll be walking down. So it should be a bit of fun. So I just walked up that massive hill. It was a bit of fun. You can sort of see if I move out the way right down there that the girls are coming up through there. Now I am using the internal microphone, so it'll be interesting to see how it sounds. And I've got the active stabilization on at the moment, so be interesting to see how this is. I'm puffing from walking up that big hill. Here's Paisha.
Hi.
So we're just going to walk around this whole circuit. I believe it's about 10 point something kilometres. Hi Kerry.
Hi.
It's about 10 kilometres this walk, so it should be a lot of fun. It's going to take us a few hours, so we brought food with us and everything. So we'll just keep going, see what we can find. So this is looking backwards towards where we've walked from. So we actually sort of came from right down the bottom down there. The car's parked down there. Here's Lenny saying hi.
Hi.
So we just noticed these lovely little flowers. Now this is a wattle. So this is one of our native flowers. This is our emblem. It's a beautiful flower. Doesn't flower for long, but it's gorgeous when it does flower. So we're having our first break. What you all eating, guys?
Apple cinnamon bar. That's what I had as well, but I finished mine.
So we've got having the grandkids with us today. So we've got Hope, Paisha and Lenny there. There's the lovely Kerry in between. How are you enjoying the walk so far?
Good.
Yeah, having a bit of fun?
Yeah.
They'll be exhausted by the end of the day. So this is one of the lookouts. It's very, very windy, so this will be interesting to see how this windsock on top of the camera actually functions here. I would think it'd still pick up the wind because it's really blowy, but it's a beautiful lookout, that's for sure. Now that's Melbourne, just way over there that you can see. So it's Melbourne way in the distance. Well, we've just reached the top of this gorge walk. We're going to start walking down now. We're heading towards the river down the bottom. There's a lovely river with cliff faces on either side. So we're going to start doing that now. So we're at the western viewpoint here. I'll show you around. When we come around this side, you can see the cliff faces over there. You get the peregrine falcon here as well. They nest in all of those cliff faces up there, and then they'll shoot down and grab their prey while they're flying. They're amazing to see. So this is the native pig face. They have these beautiful flowers. So now I think this is slate. If you look down, you can see it's very, very thin. This is sort of built through the whole thing. It's like in layers. I'll take you up and show it closer. So you can see Paisha's holding it here, how thin it is. It's great for skimming across the water. When we get down to the river, there'll be stacks down there as well. So let's have a look at the river down below. You can see it down there. So now we're down the bottom. You can hear the water if I stop. You can hear the river flowing down the side there. It's just down the side. You can't see it at the side, but I'll show you soon. It's much greener here, as you can see, compared to when we're up at the top of the hills there. So you can see this massive tree. It's come down and blocked the path, so you've got to walk around that way through it. You wouldn't want to be under that when that fell. That's for sure. These nice reeds at either side of the path. It's gorgeous. You can see down here too the water for the first time. I just adore this place. I haven't been here for years. It must be probably 10 years or over since I've been to this spot, but it is just so gorgeous.
Wow.
So the girls are going to be skimming here with those flat rocks that we found earlier. As if they can do it.
Spread out so I can see you all.
I did it 3 times.
Did you? That's good. So the nice path has disappeared. We're going to have to walk over all of these rocks, which should be a bit of fun. Hi, girls. So it should be a bit of fun going over this. Hopefully Kerry won't fall over.
Thanks, Dad.
Is Kerry coming up? Having fun, hun?
Yep. Beautiful day.
You can see the path just starts on the other side there where the girls are, so we'll be back onto that. So it's only a small period where it's very rocky. You can see here as we look around too, Australia is evergreen. Our gum trees, which we saw a lot of in LA actually, but they don't lose their leaves because we don't really get really cold winters down here. There's not snow or anything like that. So it's basically like this all year round. Now this is winter. Shortly it'll be spring, and then we'll get a lot of flowers. All these plants that you're looking at on the left hand side here and everything will all have flowers in them. Lenny's doing a little dance up there. Work it, Lenny. So what they've done here is they've cut out on the side of the rock to let the path go. The river's just on our right hand side, which is really nice too, because you can probably hear that in the background. Okay, give us your dance, girls. Work it.
Where's
Work
Luke?
it. Let's do it. Work it. Work it. Work it good.
Yeah,
So we found this lovely spot sitting on these rocks just like this here, and if you look over here you'll be able to see the river, which is really nice. Kerry's over there taking some iPhone shots. So if you look what we're going to do now, we're going to walk around this little cliff face on the edge here. You'll see Paisha starting to walk around. So this has all been cut out on the side here. You can see it's quite sheer on the edges. And you can see the river there on the right hand side. So here we are walking around. It does get really tight in this section, which is fun. You can see down here, if I look on the side there, you can see how tight that actually is. And if I look over the top, you can see where we've got to go through here, like Paisha.
let Paisha get up a
Don't
bit
fall,
first.
guys.
I'm a mess.
You know, this is really interesting.
This is great. This is so fun.
So you can see how thin this is. This would be so easy to fall in. I bet a few people have fallen in here. Are you scared, Kerry?
No, it's fine.
Again, this gives you a good idea about the cutout that they've done here, letting you walk around. It's a really good job to do this walk because it is really quite steep. So this is where you can see how the rocks formed in these real tight layers. It's very, very thin. Just check how beautiful this is just looking over. It's so peaceful with the water over there.
I feel found this rock, and then I can write my name on the rocks.
Oh, really? Show us. Oh, yeah, you can too. That's cool.
See? A P for Pisha.
Oh, a P for Pasha. So I've zoomed into the 70mm here. I don't know how stable this is going to be holding this, but I'll give it a go. You can see the water bird up there sitting on the tree. It's just been drying itself out. They dive in and they, really funny when you watch them, they flip the fish up in the air and then they catch it sort of mid-air and it goes straight down its throat. These cliffs that you look up there are just gorgeous when you look at them. You don't get an idea of the size though, but you know, if I look, say, down at Kerry and that walking past, you'll get an idea of the size that these cliffs are. So we've found our first beach area.
And before you went
Gorgeous. You can see the rock face that we're looking at as well.
Hi.
Hello, Lenny. How are you?
Hi.
Look down here. We used to swim here years ago when it was summer. Obviously not now because it's winter time.
You
But
try digging for gold.
I know. How pretty is that? And you can see if I look around the rock formations that are up there. Like I said, when it's sunny, these are really red. So it's a pity you don't see that aspect of it, but oh well. The dead trees against those rocks over there, that cliff face, is actually quite stunning. I love these reeds, they're actually quite beautiful, particularly when the sun's in them. They're great to do portraits and things like that in them. So again, we're going to be hugging the corner here. You can see where the girls are walking through. So we have to sort of walk along the side of the cliff face right around there, which should be a bit of fun as well. You never know what's around the corner. The colours of this shale is just beautiful. I mean, they're really reds. Like if it's sunny here, this would look absolutely stunning.
Granddad, look what I just found.
What? That's nice. Look at the colours there. Beautiful.
That side's pretty.
What always amazes me too is the way the trees can just grow straight out of the rock like that. It really is incredible nature when you look at it. Like there wouldn't be any soil there at all. That would be just straight in that crack face. Well, this will be interesting because it's a bit of a rope course now going around the side. You can see it sort of drifting across there. So it's the only way you can get around, obviously, without falling into the water. So I might put the camera, I think, into my backpack while I'm going around here to make sure that I'm holding on with both hands, just in case. So these concrete little sides that you see through here, this is where they used to run irrigation down by the river years and years ago. So you can see here, this is obviously a little bit for where they could hold the water back or open it up to allow more water in. They've just bought a little bridge over here, but you can see this one's sort of more intact when you look down here where Kerry and the kids are. You can see where that runs off, where the water would have come down this channel years and years ago. Now if you look up close up there, you can see where, well basically it's the bird poo that comes down. That's where the peregrine falcons nest, and they're the ones that swoop down these cliff faces to grab live prey, other birds and things. It's really fascinating. So we're nearly at the end now. You see the river way down there below with all the reeds down there as well. It gives a pretty look at down that way. So we've just finished. We've just come off the stairs down into the car park where we're going to have some lunch. So stay tuned. What I'll do when I get home, I'll have a look at all the footage and I'll summarise this up at the end at the studio, so you can see how the things. I'll be able to see how things like the stabilisation, the colour, how the focus went and everything else. So I'll sort of summarise it at the end of that in the studio. But it's been a fantastic day. I've had an absolute ball. Okay, so now that I've had the time to come home and have a look at the footage and everything else, I thought I'd talk about how it went for the whole day. This is the setup that I used. So this is the little Bluetooth handle that I used. I'm going to review this as a separate review.
The whole idea of what I was trying to do for the day was to use this in an automatic mode. Now that could be the way that a lot of people that don't have knowledge in how to manually expose and things like that would probably use this camera. So I thought that's the way I would use it as its first review. I wanted to just see how the color worked, how the autofocus worked, how the stabilization worked, and everything like that, more or less right out the box. All the footage that you're going to be looking at is not had any color correction done or anything. It's just as it has been shot directly out of the camera. It's had the standard profile used and things like that. So in all, I'm really surprised. I mean, the color is beautiful. I think the color, particularly of the skin tones that Sony have got with this camera, has been probably the best that I've seen straight out of camera without any editing at all. The colors are really beautiful. It was a very dull day, but overall the color side of it was just outstanding. Focus was really terrific. This camera is really good at autofocus. It's great to have that flip out screen that you can just basically open up and then face towards you so you can see yourself and frame yourself and things like that. Yes, 24mm is probably not wide enough, and I fully understand that, and that's one of the things where I was a bit critical of the camera at the beginning. You know, for vlogging, it's just not quite wide enough, but you saw the results I was getting there. You could probably put it on a bit of a stick or something like that to make it much, you know, to get a longer reach. And the stabilization, look, is okay. It's certainly good enough if you want to use this without using a gimbal. I mean, I have multiple gimbals, but I didn't want to use them on the day. I wanted to see how I could get by with just traveling with this on its own. And it's actually really quite good for what it is. The things you saw had no stabilization put on. That is all what the camera's giving you. So yes, there is some warping on the edges and things like that, and I suppose that's to be expected. I mean, if you wanted to get a much smoother result, you really would put this onto something like a small gimbal, like a Firetech G6, something like that. You know, something that's really small, or even a Moser Aircross 2, something like that. But I wanted to travel very, very light on the day. I was walking 10 kilometers, so we wanted to keep everything down as light as possible. So I think really overall this is a great little travel sort of camera that you could do vlogs in, travel videos, just like what I've showed you. That's why I wanted to show you this in real life, so you could see how it performed in real usage rather than just as a review. Let me know what you think down below. I will have other videos up with this over time, where I'll show you things like using HLG, how the camera is set up, how I've set my camera up and things like that. So any comments, please leave down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.